The Philadelphia Eagles lose a very disappointing game, and I need to bring the Jigsaw back a little bit because I've been too good for too long, and certain things just bother me. Now, I've been that guy that's always talked about body language and attitude and things of that nature, but when the results don't play out on the field, that's when I really get heated. And two guys specifically in Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, we have to really look at because we've come into this year knowing that these two guys would have to make a significant contribution for this team to be good, for this team to be competitive. And neither of them, and I don't want to hear about the holding. I don't want to hear about the double teams. You know what I want to hear? I want to hear about structure. I want to hear about discipline. I want to hear trying to get better. I want to hear doing things that were not expected of you to do. I don't want to hear about being late for team meetings. I don't want to hear about being disciplined. I don't want to see you laughing at the end of the game and smiling on a game you should have won. A game, mind you, that you got blown up for the entire game, especially in the last drive where they ran all over you and your boy Jordan Davis. And that's another guy in Jordan Davis we talked about all offseason. A workout regimen that had him lose all the weight. He was going to be more elusive. He was going to be stronger. He was going to be able to, break through arm tackles and this and that. But guess what? At the end of the day, he's not doing anything either. This was a guy who was moved up and drafted as the next of in the middle. Jordan Davis is supposed to be the replacement for guys like Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox last year, remember when we were all hyping up Fletcher Cox having a remarkable year for his last year, a veteran, mind you? And I'm not saying that to take away from what he did, but what I'm saying is he shouldn't have had to be that guy, but he had to be. You know why? Because the other two guys disappeared. We all gave Jalen Carter a pass because it was a rookie year. But this guy was heralded as being like the next Reggie White. This guy was going to be that great. And what has he done so far this year? Nothing. His biggest claim to fame right now is not starting on Monday night because of being late on something that happened at a team meeting. And, oh, by the way, when they scan the field at the end of everybody's doing handshakes and you see people down, you see Jalen Carter laughing and giggling and having a good old time knowing they just got their butts kicked on Monday Night Football. Jordan Davis, by the way, I don't know what to say, man. I think we have to say, finally, we have to just say, let's just call it in, man. It seems like a wasted pick. This guy can't rush the passer. Seth Joyner said it great. If this guy can't rush the passer, he has to stop the run. He does neither. So if he does neither, how is this going to help us going forward? I said this year coming in that my prediction, okay, and I hate that it may be right, was that Milton Williams was going to be your guy going forward, not Jordan Davis. Milton Williams, even though doesn't look great right now, like nobody looks great, but he looks better than Jordan Davis. And again, this is a first round pick. People, I don't know what you think. I want to know, but I'm out on Jordan Davis. And I am really starting to question the work ethic and the discipline of wanting to be that next guy in Jalen Carter. I will say this, Ndamukong Suh had these same traits. He did turn out to be a dominant player, but he really gave you some heartache along the way. I'm hoping that we don't get the heartache and we get the dominance. But from what I see, this is a very immature football player, okay? Very immature that has a long way to go. And I don't know, with this kind of roster and this kind of money, I don't know if we're going to be able to wait this out. I'm just saying, before we finally say, you know what, this ain't the guy. I hope I'm wrong, but again, Heat Ratio Sports, Tony Jigsaw Cutillo. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think. Are you out on Jordan Davis? Are you concerned with Jalen Carter? And if so, what do we do?